2. Relocation. Today was the big day. I was picked up by Royal Pegasite Guards this morning and flown into the capital forest. Instead of going to the castle like I was expecting, however, I was brought directly to the observatory tower. The guards landed at the base of the tower, and as I climbed out of the carriage, I was met by an older unicorn mare with glasses. She introduced herself as Starfire, the previous royal astronomer. With a quick thanks to the guards for their trouble, the two of us began the long climb toward the top of the observatory tower. I found it strange that the stairs wound around the outside of the circular tower instead of coming up on the inside. When I voiced my musing to Starfire, she said something about the tower needing extra supports all through the inside to prevent any swaying. I suppose that makes sense on account of looking through a telescope with any accuracy would be difficult in the extreme if the observer had to account for a moving floor. Even so, the winding stairs seemed a little bit unsafe, even though they were wide enough so that even if I tripped, I probably would not be sent off the edge by my fall. When we reached the top, I was greeted by what would be my new home. First thing that struck me was the open nature of the observatory. The main doorway, which could not be described as a doorway as much as a doorless way. Above the main telescope there was no ceiling, and two more doorless ways led out onto unrailed balconies. The portion of the main room that had a ceiling had several tables to be used as work surfaces. It was then that Starfire began her tour of the place. She showed me how to work all of the non-standard controls on all of the telescopes, and showed me how to change the lenses of the main telescope. That took a little bit of time, considering that she had been doing this with her magic, and was unfamiliar with how to operate the pulley system that I would have to use to maneuver each lens. After all of that, she brought me through the only doorway in the place that actually had a door on it. Behind the door was a room for storing lenses, a living area with all necessities provided, a general-purpose office, and a large dumbwaiter that I would use to both pull up supplies and communications delivered by the guards from the castle each week, and lower any refuse that had accumulated each week for the guards to haul off. With the tour finally complete, Starfire excused herself and began the long climb down the tower stairs. I did not see another Pegasus-drawn carriage, so I imagined that she just walked the few miles through the forest that it would take to get to the main castle. I find that comforting, that I am far enough away from the castle so as to never be disturbed, but close enough to walk there if the need ever arose. I need to wrap this entry up now. I have a long night ahead of me, and I figure I can readjust my sleep schedule by staying up all night and getting situated in my new home at the same time. I'm definitely going to be falling asleep by sunrise, but it will be worth it. I can still hardly believe that I'm actually doing this.